What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 58, and on the back of the crazy season opener, we're only a week into the transfer window, yet already major business getting done at Bielefeld. A new club record signing, as Vlasic comes in as our new playmaker, but the sale of Draxler to the San Siro for £15 million combined with a club record sale, £95 million deal as Kolo Muani goes to Real Sociedad. With £100 million in our transfer budget, I decided to reinvest that money on a new striker for the bench in today's episode. Now, two names on the shortlist: Myron Bawadu, who is one of the best young strikers you can get in FIFA career mode these days, but also Karim Adeyemi, part of the RB Salzburg squad, has moved on to Roma in the game, valued at £47.5 million, 23 years old, 84 overall. To get Bawadu, I would have had to pay the release clause, which was inflated, but for Karim, I didn't think I'd have to spend too much over the market valuation of £47.5 million. We agreed a £60 million deal with the Italians. And for Adeyemi, he is a rating lower than Bawadu, but he's also a year younger. And of course, he's German as well, which adds to our nice German core. He agrees a 5-year, 70 grand a week deal. Karim Adeyemi, welcome to the Stuttgart Arena. I've got to say, that is brilliant business as well. You know, when I sold Kolo Muani in the last episode, look, I'm not going to deny it, as a backup striker for Jamie Llewellyn, couldn't ask for anyone better. I mean, really, when Jamie went down with that serious injury back in season 3, Randall came in and was superb. His bromance with Brekalo was great, but let's be honest here, he's in the prime of his career, 85 overall. He deserved to be starting somewhere else. So to sell him for £95 million, then sign someone for £35 million cheaper, who's a few years younger and also only a rating lower, to me, that is a brilliant piece of business. Not only does it raise our bank balance overall, but we also get a player that's the same nationality as the club. I often talk about getting those homegrown players in and a nice national core as well. Karim meets that criteria. I think that is fantastic business. I really, really do. You know, we signed one player from Sociedad, we sold one player to Sociedad, loads of money exchanging between us and the Spaniards. And to get in Vlasic at 85 overall and Adeyemi at 84 overall, gotta be honest here, I think those are fantastic pieces of business to start this transfer window off. Karim, welcome to the Stuttgart Arena. Cannot wait, man. You know, I've never used him before. I don't think I've ever had Karim Adeyemi before. I might have done once, but I don't think I have, so I'm excited to use him and see how I get on with him. Still, following that, we had a loan offer for John Thomas, who was out on loan last year at Real Zaragoza and grew like 8 ratings, so I'm going to let him go out to Frankfurt this year, perhaps as their replacement for Kevin Trapp. 2 bids for Tyler Kehrer, both turned down, and I've got to be honest, I was contemplating this deal here for Masaya Okugawa. In the end, I did decide to reject it. West Ham wanted to take him. Maybe it's the replacement for Vlasic and Dimitri Payet all these years ago, but we said no to David Moyes. I talked about Okugawa in the final episode of last season. I was like, oh, I don't know, is his time here coming to an end? 2 serious injuries in 2 seasons, but I can't do it, man. Masaya Okugawa only played 11 games last year due to injury, but he's my guy, man. I cannot sell him. And of course, I wasn't going to sell Llewellyn or Felix Agu, who just signed a new contract in the summer as well. Both of those deals were, of course, turned down. So, yeah, Thomas goes to Frankfurt. We'll see how he gets on now. I love his 88 kicking at just 19 years old. He looks like a great goalkeeper for the future, to be fair. Grew 8 ratings at Zaragoza in Spain last year, and now of course he'll be playing in the Bundesliga this year. We'll get a much more detailed look at his stats this season, but as we still had a large chunk of money remaining in our budget after the signing of Adeyemi, I decided to go in for a new central midfielder. As we know, Jonas Hoffmann is now in his 30s, and whilst he did sign an extension just a couple of weeks ago, he will need a long-term replacement in this team. I had 2 names on the shortlist, both German, both playing for Hertha Berlin, Arnie Meyer and also Suat Serdar as well. Meyer is 2 years younger and a rating higher as well. Arnie looked as though he'd be the best choice, however, value for money, I thought Serdar would be a better option. The reason being is quite simple. He's 28 years old in the prime of his career, but his contract's up come the end of the year. And as I often say, guys, when you notice a player has his deal up in 12 months, don't put in a bid over the market valuation. I guarantee you 99% out of the time, you'll be able to get him for the valuation or under the valuation. In this case, it was the latter. We got him for £18 million, £4 million under the valuation, and you'll see his weekly wage as well. He also agreed to take a pay cut. Often players in their final year of their contracts, not only can you get them for lower than their valuation, but they'll also consider taking a pay cut because they want the guarantee of a contract elsewhere if it's not guaranteed at their current club. It's all about being smart with your money in FIFA CM, and that's one of the best ways best tips I should say I can give you if you want to get good value for money deals. Look for the players with their contracts that come at the end of the season, because you should be able to get them for under the valuation, if not the valuation, and oftentimes they'll take pay cuts as well. So yeah, Serdar is a rating lower than Jonas Hoffmann, but he's 5 years younger, he's slightly taller, and Serdar's like a real jack of all trades as well. You saw his stats a moment ago there. This guy really could play anywhere, to be honest. There's very little downside to his game. I've given him the ball winning midfielder development plan to help with his defensive stats, and hopefully, even at 28 years old, he might still be able to get the defensive work up from medium to high like Hoffmann has, but we shall see. Even so, as a successor for Jonas Hoffmann in this team, a rating lower, yes, but 5 years younger, I think that's a great steal there for 18 million. And the deals we've pulled off so far in this window have been great. Yes, a lot of money spent on Vlasic, but Adeyemi's deal I thought was superb, and that's a great steal for Serdar as well. So following that, a couple more bids here. Another one for Piper, our captain in demand, and also Manchester United putting a bid for Joshua Wagnerman as well. That was, of course, rejected. Signed an extension this summer. He's grown brilliantly in this team to 86 overall. He's going nowhere. And also Lazio with a huge offer for Konstantin Schäfer out of the academy. No way, man. He's the new Philippe Lahm, as we know. He's nailed down a first choice holding mid spot in this team. And you might have noticed he's still got that potential to be special tag as well. 82 overall in his early 20s. Konstantin, homegrown out of the academy, going nowhere. Same for Piper and also Tylo Kehrer. Our CBs really in high demand here. Yet another bid for the former Paris Saint-Germain centre-half. First Sevilla, then Everton, and now Stuttgart wanted to take him to Mercedes-Benz Arena. All turned down. He is staying right here. But after making two signings in today's episode, I thought right before the Super Cup against Dortmund, why not make a third? And I noticed this guy was a free agent last season. I decided not to get him in the end and sign Benjamin Henrichs for a cheap deal from RB Leipzig, but no one picked him up last season. He's still available on a free transfer, and I thought, do you know what, if no one else is going to take him, I'll take a punt. I don't know why he's had a year out of football, but I'm going to take him. Federico Di Marco, former Inter Milan wingback, released last season, still without a club for some reason, but 27 years old, 82 rated. I don't see why this guy wasn't picked up by someone. Yes, you have to look at the defensive stats there. Reasonably low stamina for a fullback slash wingback. Low strength as well. You could say might be exploited on the defensive end with a lack of height and work rates too. But really at 82 overall when going forward, fantastic crossing and dribbling stats here. As a winger, he could definitely play as a winger in this team. He'd be decent. But I still think, because I've given a defensive wingback development plan here, he could turn into a good defender if he gets those defensive stats up a little bit and a high defensive work rate too. And on a free transfer, Federico Di Marco coming in, I gotta say, I can't believe no one decided to take a punt. I will though. Federico in on a free as our third signing of today's episode and fourth of the summer window so far in what has been a crazy busy transfer window at the Stuttgart Arena. Still, first and only game of today's episode. This would be the Super Cup. Last year's DFB Pokal winners Borussia Dortmund. First trophy to save for them. Against us, of course, the Bundesliga winners. Heading into the Super Cup, as I often say, these games at the start of the season, the Super Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, the Community Shield, whatever it is, whatever league you're in, I never care too much about them. Of course, it is nice to win it and start the season off with a win, and technically, it is a minor honour as well, but I'm never too fussed if I lose. So heading into the game, it's just 4 days before the season opener against Werder Bremen. I'm being honest here, that Bundesliga match day 1 is more important to me than this Super Cup here. So heading into the game, I had a mixture of starters, but also some fringe players as well. We fell behind early. Renato Sanchez, who has been so brilliant since he went to Lille, hasn't he? He's really sort of, refound himself, I feel. It was in his early years when he was at Bayern, he had that strange loan spell at Swansea City all those years ago. He never really seemed to be, I don't know, just like the wonder kid that he could potentially turn into. A lot of people doubted his promise. But since moving to Lille, he's done so well in Liga, and in this day, moving on to Borussia Dortmund, he scored the only goal of the game here. I swear he scored against me 3 straight games now, but Dortmund won the game by a goal to 0. It was a really uneventful game as well. Very, very little going on, to be honest, as Dortmund were crowned champions of the Super Cup. But again, wasn't too fussed about it. The only thing I do want to say, though, is that I don't understand why this game was played at the Signal Iduna Park, Dortmund's home stadium. If anyone can let me know, please do, because I thought the Super Cup was always played at the Olympiastadion. Has it changed now? Is it always the DFB Pokal winners who host it the following season? I could swear it was always at the Olympiastadion back in the day. Perhaps it's changed in recent years. I honestly can't remember. But even so, lost the game. But as I often say, like when I win a Community Shield, a Super Cup, whatever, I'm always like, oh yeah, you know, like it's always great to start off with a trophy. When I lose it, I'm like, yeah, it's just a glorified friendly. Even so, lost the game by a goal to 0. Would have been nice to start off with a win, but I'm not too concerned at that defeat there. Like I said, match day 1 in the Bundesliga is right around the corner in 4 days' time. Our title defence begins against Werder Bremen, and with £25 million still in the budget, 3 weeks to go to the transfer window closes, but a 5-star team which has gotten better since the season began, I'm not too concerned, and I'm looking forward to start our title defence off. But that will end today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the season opener against Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga title defence season very soon.